Imagine for a moment that you are standing beside a still lake at dawn. The surface is smooth, untouched, like glass reflecting the sky. There is no wind, no sound, no movement, only stillness. And yet, beneath that still surface, life is stirring. Fish move gracefully in the deep. The water nourishes roots. Light filters through in gentle waves. Everything is alive, even though it seems perfectly still. That, my dear, is what true inner peace feels like. That's what happens inside you when you stop rushing, stop explaining, stop trying to make others understand your becoming. Transformation doesn't always roar. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it hums quietly beneath the noise of the world until one day it blooms into visible beauty. You don't have to explain your growth to anyone. True transformation happens in silence. The most powerful changes in your life will not need an announcement. The universe already knows. You are not here to convince others that you're evolving. You are here to become. Silence is not emptiness. It's alignment. It is the sacred pause where divine intelligence arranges everything in your favor. When you withdraw your energy from the noise, the gossip, the proving, life begins to work on your behalf. So breathe. Let the world spin without you for a moment. Sit quietly inside your own heart and listen. Because silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of your soul. I am safe in my silence. My peace speaks louder than words. Say that softly to yourself. Feel how those words vibrate differently. This is the kind of silence that heals, the kind that reminds you that you don't need to rush to explain or defend what is sacred. You see, silence is not suppression, it's sovereignty. It's what happens when you realize that your power doesn't come from convincing anyone of anything. When you stop defending yourself, life starts defending you. Isn't that freeing? You no longer need to chase validation because validation was never meant to be chased. It was meant to be known. In your quiet, divine intelligence speaks. Inspiration rises. Clarity unfolds. You start hearing the gentle direction of your own spirit again, not the opinions, not the noise, not the endless shoulds, just truth. Simple, calm, undeniable truth. Ask yourself this: where in my life am I still trying to prove my worth? Maybe it's at work, or in a relationship, or through the mask of productivity. Maybe you're trying to prove you're good enough, smart enough, kind enough. But my love, you don't need to prove anything to anyone who's meant to truly see you. People who see with love never need convincing. Every time you explain yourself, you give away your power. Every time you justify your choices, you drain your spiritual energy. You are not here to persuade people into understanding your growth. When you stop trying to be understood, you become magnetic. Your peace becomes your message. Validation is an energy leak. When you chase it, you weaken your vibration. You spread your energy thin, trying to fill everyone else's expectations instead of your own soul's calling. It's like pouring your light into a sieve. No matter how much you give, it never feels enough. But when you choose self-approval, when you anchor yourself in your own knowing, You become whole again. You reclaim your energy. You reclaim you. So let's say this together. I no longer chase validation. I choose self-approval. Say it again. Feel how empowering that is. You are no longer running after acceptance. You are standing in it. Focus, my dear, is the true wealth of your life. It is your currency, your power, your quiet superpower. And yet, so many give it away carelessly to gossip, to negativity, to the endless scrolling of comparison. But energy flows where attention goes. What you focus on expands. What you complain about multiplies. What you bless blossoms. Protect your focus like a sacred temple. Be careful who and what you let enter your mind. Not everyone deserves your energy. Not every situation needs your opinion. You do not have to attend every argument you're invited to. You can choose peace over participation. You can choose stillness over struggle. Imagine your energy like water flowing through a garden. If you let it leak everywhere, on weeds, on stones, on the dry ground, your flowers will wilt. But if you direct that same water, intentionally, lovingly, the garden of your life will bloom effortlessly. Your dreams, your healing, your joy, all of it grows where you pour your focus. My focus is sacred. I spend my energy wisely. Keep that close to your heart, because your energy is your wealth, and how you spend it determines the life you live. Now let's talk about something even deeper, what I call the silence of knowing. This is the silence that doesn't come from restraint, but from realization. It's the quiet that comes when you know who you are and you no longer need to prove it. There's a sacred calm that settles into your body when you understand that you are enough. Not someday, not after you achieve something, not when others finally approve, but now, right here, as you are. This kind of silence isn't lonely, it's luminous. It's the glow of someone who's no longer performing, someone who doesn't need to explain their worth because their energy already declares it. That's what I call quiet confidence, not arrogance, but alignment. It's the energy of queens, healers, creators, and visionaries who trust the process so deeply that they can rest in it. When you stop explaining, your energy explains for you. The way you carry yourself, the peace in your tone, the ease in your presence, it all speaks louder than any words could. Because real power never shouts. It simply is. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I met a woman who used to defend every decision she made. She'd apologize before she spoke, justify every choice, explain every no. One day, I asked her, "Who are you trying to convince?" She paused and whispered, "Everyone." And then I said, "What if you didn't have to anymore?" Tears filled her eyes, and she said, "Then I'd finally have peace." My dear, that peace is available to you right now. You don't have to wait for approval to be still. You don't have to wait for understanding to feel worthy. You can choose peace today. You can choose silence as your strength. You can step back from the noise and trust that the universe is still working quietly, perfectly on your behalf. Because when you rest in silence, you align with the rhythm of creation itself. The sun doesn't argue about shining, it simply rises. The moon doesn't explain why it fades, it simply follows its phases. You don't have to explain your healing. You don't have to justify your transformation. You only need to live it gently, truthfully, consistently. So now, as you breathe in, I want you to affirm this truth deep within your heart. I rest in the quiet confidence of who I am. Say it slowly and feel how it grounds you. You don't need to convince, compete, or compare. You don't need to shout to be seen. You are already seen by life itself, by the same love that created the stars and placed breath in your lungs. Silence, my love, is not withdrawal. It's wisdom. It's the moment you stop speaking from fear and start listening from faith. And when you learn to live there in that still, sacred space, everything around you begins to move in harmony with your energy. The universe starts rearranging itself to match your vibration. So be still, be trusting, be quietly radiant. Let your calm speak for you. Let your peace do the talking. The ones who are meant to understand will feel it, they always do. And as you go on from this moment, remember this: your silence is not emptiness. It is the echo of divine order moving through your life. You are safe in your quiet. You are powerful in your peace. You are whole, even when no one sees you're becoming. Take a deep breath now and whisper it once more, not as an affirmation, but as a truth. I am safe in my silence. My peace speaks louder than words. You know, my dear, when I look back at the hardest seasons of my life, the times when I felt confused, anxious, or unsure of what to do next, I realized something beautiful. It was never the big changes or the grand gestures that healed me. It was the small, quiet choices I made every day, the little acts that no one saw, the moments when I chose peace instead of panic, the mornings when I chose gratitude instead of complaint, the nights when I forgave instead of holding on. Those tiny moments, though they seemed insignificant at the time, changed everything. They were like small drops of light, collecting over time, filling me, until one day I noticed that I had become lighter, stronger, calmer. That's why I often say small inner acts, choosing peace, forgiveness, gratitude, compound like interest. You may not notice the growth today or even tomorrow, but life keeps perfect records of love. Each time you choose to think kindly of yourself, each time you breathe instead of react, you are adding to what I call your spiritual savings account. I love this image. Imagine that you have a divine bank account, and every loving thought, every gentle act of surrender, every kind word toward yourself is a deposit. You might not see the balance right away, but one day, when you most need it, the universe pays you back multiplied, in peace, in clarity, in miracles. A week of quiet focus can truly accomplish more than a year of frantic effort. You don't need to prove your growth. Your energy is proof enough. Every quiet moment is building your future in divine order. That's the compound effect of inner work. It doesn't shout, but it never stops moving. Like the tide, it transforms everything it touches. So when you feel like you're not progressing fast enough, or that your healing is too slow, remember, nothing done in love is ever wasted. Every prayer whispered in the dark, every tear shed in surrender, every act of forgiveness, It's all part of the unseen architecture of your transformation. Now, let's talk about something that so many of us struggle with: letting go of control. Oh, how we love to control. We want to know when, how, why, and what's next. We want to guide the timing of the miracle instead of trusting that it already knows when to arrive. I used to think that if I could plan everything perfectly, nothing would hurt me again. But life doesn't work that way, does it? Control is rooted in fear. Detachment is rooted in faith. When we try to force results, we interrupt divine timing. We push the flower before it's ready to bloom. We tug at the seed, demanding it to sprout faster, forgetting that life unfolds through rhythm, not rushing. There's a beautiful truth I've learned. When you trust life, everything begins to flow. You stop paddling upstream and start floating in the current of divine order. You begin to see that every delay had purpose. Every detour held wisdom. Every silence contained direction. Now, I don't want you to misunderstand. Detachment doesn't mean not caring. It means knowing the universe already cares for you. It means you no longer grip the steering wheel of your life with white knuckles. Instead, you loosen your hands and whisper, "Show me the way." Let me tell you a little story. There was a time when I was working so hard on a dream, pushing, trying, planning every detail, and yet nothing seemed to move. I remember sitting in my garden one morning, frustrated, asking, "Why isn't this working?" And the answer came softly but clearly, "Because you're not trusting, you're forcing." That moment changed everything. I realized I had confused effort with alignment. The moment I released control, everything began to shift. Opportunities appeared, people called, peace returned. That's how the universe works. It doesn't respond to struggle, it responds to surrender. It doesn't move through worry, it moves through trust. So breathe, my love. Stop trying to hold the whole world together. It already knows how to balance itself. You don't have to control, you only have to cooperate. Say this gently with me. I release control and allow life to unfold perfectly. Let those words sink deep. Let them be your mantra when things seem uncertain. Life is not testing you, it's teaching you to trust. And in that trust, something magical begins to happen. You start hearing again. Not the noise of fear or the static of the mind, but the quiet, wise voice that's been whispering inside you all along. The one that says, "Turn here, rest now, wait just a little longer." That's what I call your inner voice, the whisper of life itself. You see, silence is not empty. It's full of answers. It's full of direction. It's full of love. But to hear it, we must first quiet everything else: the opinions, the scrolling, the endless seeking. We must return to the still space within the sacred center where wisdom always lives. Every morning, before the world begins to rush in, I like to sit in silence. Just 10 minutes. No phone, no agenda, no trying to get anything. I simply breathe and listen. And in that silence, ideas come. Guidance comes. Sometimes peace says, "Do nothing today." Sometimes love says, "Call this person." And sometimes silence says nothing, and that's okay too, because silence itself is an answer. In stillness, I hear the voice of wisdom within. It's not loud or dramatic. It's calm, clear, certain, like the sound of truth that you just know is right. You don't have to strain to hear it. You only have to get quiet enough to recognize it. Try this, my dear. Tomorrow morning, before you even reach for your phone, close your eyes and listen. Breathe in and simply ask, "What would you have me know today?" Don't force an answer. Just sit, and you'll feel it maybe as a word, a feeling, a small knowing. That's your guidance. That's your divine partnership speaking. You see, we live in a world that praises loudness, loud ambition, loud opinion, loud movement, but the most profound growth always happens quietly. Babies grow in the dark of the womb. Seeds sprout in the stillness of the soil. The dawn doesn't make a sound when it breaks the night, and you too, are transforming quietly, beautifully, in ways you might not even realize. The daily inner work you do, choosing forgiveness instead of resentment, love instead of fear, stillness instead of chaos, it's all adding up. It's all working behind the scenes. So please, be patient with your process. The things you're praying for are already on their way. The right people, the right timing, the right breakthroughs, they're moving toward you as you move inward. Keep tending your inner garden. Keep making those quiet deposits into your spiritual account. Keep choosing trust over tension, and you will watch your life blossom naturally, effortlessly, beautifully. Say this with me, and let it become your truth. Every quiet moment is building my future in divine order. I release control and allow life to unfold perfectly. In stillness, I hear the voice of wisdom within. And remember, the universe doesn't need noise to work miracles. It needs your peace. It needs your openness. It needs your trust. So stay silent, stay centered, and let life do what it's always known how to do. Love you, guide you, and bless you in perfect timing. You know, my dear, by now you've probably felt it, that quiet pull inside your soul that says, it's time to come home to yourself. That gentle knowing that whispers, I don't need to be everywhere anymore. And maybe, for the first time in a long time, you're beginning to realize that true expansion often begins with pulling back. We've been taught that growth is about doing more effort, more reaching, more striving. But in the spiritual world, the opposite is true. Before you expand, you must retract. Before you bloom, you must return inward. It's like the ocean, my love. The waves cannot rise high until they first pull back. The ocean doesn't panic as it retreats. It knows that every withdrawal is simply preparation for a greater surge of power. The same is true for you. You may be in a season of quiet right now where old friendships fade, where certain dreams lose their shine, where silence feels louder than usual. Don't mistake this stillness for emptiness. Don't fear the pullback. You are not going backward. You are gathering strength. When you pull your energy back from people, memories, and situations that no longer serve you, you reclaim your power. You stop scattering your light in places that don't reflect it. You stop pouring love into hands that cannot hold it. And as you call your energy home, you begin to feel whole again, calm, grounded, steady. I want you to take a breath and imagine yourself drawing your energy back from old conversations that still replay in your mind, from rooms where you no longer belong, from stories that ended long ago but still echo. Call it all back. Whisper softly, I release you with love. I call my power home. When you withdraw from chaos, you make room for clarity. You see, chaos cannot survive without your attention. Confusion feeds on energy. When you stop giving it power, it dissolves. So if you've been feeling lost, don't chase clarity. Sit still, and clarity will find you. Because clarity lives in calm waters, not in storms. My silence is my sanctuary. My peace is my power. These are not just pretty words. They are instructions for living. Every time you choose to be quiet instead of reactive, you grow stronger. Every time you choose stillness over chaos, you open space for miracles. You're not withdrawing because you've given up. You're withdrawing because you've finally remembered where the true power lives inside you. The world will always demand a reaction, but wisdom will always whisper, pause. Now, I want to take you even deeper into what I call the spiritual alchemy of stillness. You see, silence isn't just peace, it's transformation. It is where the noise of pain turns into the music of wisdom. It is where emotions alchemize into awareness. Think of stillness as a sacred fire. Whatever you place in it, anger, fear, confusion, it transforms into light. When you sit quietly with yourself, without judgment or distraction, you begin to notice something miraculous happening. The mind that rests heals itself. You might sit down full of tension, full of worry, full of questions, and after a few quiet minutes, you feel lighter, clearer, softer. Nothing outside of you changed, and yet everything inside of you did. That is spiritual alchemy. That is the power of stillness. Every moment of stillness is an invitation for miracles to enter. That's not poetry, that's physics. When you stop vibrating in panic, you shift into peace, and peace has a higher frequency than fear. Peace magnetizes answers. Peace attracts divine timing. Peace invites alignment. So, when something isn't working, don't push harder. Don't force outcomes. Sit in silence. Let the dust settle. Miracles can't find you when you're moving too fast. They need the stillness, the open, uncluttered space of your heart to land. You see, anger isn't your enemy. It's simply energy asking to be understood. Sadness isn't weakness. It's the soul asking to exhale. Confusion isn't failure. It's the divine invitation to pause, to stop trying to make sense of everything with your head, and instead listen with your heart. When you sit in silence long enough, anger becomes awareness. You begin to see what you were truly protecting. Sadness becomes surrender, the deep knowing that it's okay to release what's gone. Confusion becomes clarity, as if a fog is lifting and your inner sight returns. Stillness is the great transformer. It's where the soul does its quiet, invisible work. You don't have to understand how, you only have to allow it. Let me tell you a story. Years ago, I met a woman who said, "Louise, I can't meditate. My mind is too loud." And I told her, "That's why you need silence, not perfection. Silence isn't the absence of thoughts. It's the refusal to chase them. It's letting them rise and fall like waves, while you stay anchored in love. So if you sit in silence and your mind wanders, that's okay. You are not failing, you are healing. Every moment you choose stillness, you train your nervous system to trust peace again. You are teaching your heart that safety is not found in control, but in surrender. Now, breathe deeply. Feel your shoulders soften. Let your body know it's safe to rest. Feel your mind loosen its grip on the need to fix everything. And in that space, whisper this truth to yourself. In stillness, I transform pain into peace. Say it again, slower this time, letting it echo through your being, because that is what you are doing right now. In this very moment, you are transforming, not by force, but by faith. I want you to remember this. Every season of your life will require a different version of silence. Sometimes it's a silence of patience, waiting for what you know will come. Sometimes it's a silence of healing, tending to old wounds with love. And sometimes it's a silence of power, walking away without explanation, knowing your energy speaks louder than words ever could. Whichever season you're in now, honor it. Don't rush to fill it. Don't try to explain it. Just live it. Because silence, my dear, is not a pause in your story. It's the chapter where your soul rewrites the ending. So tonight, when you find yourself in the quiet, don't run from it. Sit with it. Trust it. Let the stillness wash over you like soft rain, cleansing the dust from your spirit. And know that in that stillness, the universe is working. Healing is happening. Miracles are forming. Say this one last time as a declaration of faith. My silence is my sanctuary. My peace is my power. In stillness, I transform pain into peace. And as those words settle into your heart, let the quiet remind you, you are safe, you are loved, and everything is unfolding in divine order. You see, my dear, once you stop trying to force things, everything begins to move exactly where it belongs. It's almost magical. The moment you stop chasing, life starts chasing you. Once you stop interfering, the universe begins orchestrating. The same intelligence that spins planets and breathes life into your body is fully capable of arranging your path. You don't have to micromanage it. You only have to align with it. Life always hears your vibration louder than your words. You can say, I trust 1,000 times, but if your energy is full of fear, the universe responds to fear. Yet, when you are silent, truly silent, your energy begins to speak with clarity. I trust. I'm ready. I allow. That is the sound the universe understands. It hears your peace. It responds to your calm. You don't need to push the river. It already knows where to flow. You are not here to make things happen. You are here to allow them. When you focus on your inner world, the outer world naturally rearranges itself. It's as if the moment you stop struggling, the current carries you exactly where you were meant to go all along. So today, let this be your quiet mantra. I trust life to bring me exactly what I need at the perfect time. Say it until your body believes it. Say it until your heart unclenches. Say it until you can finally rest. Because life is not against you, it has always been for you. And now, as we come to the close of this moment together, I want to remind you of something sacred. You were never meant to shout your worth to the world. You were meant to be it quietly, consistently, beautifully. You don't need to convince anyone of your value. You are the living proof of divine intelligence at work. The sun doesn't announce its rising, it simply shines. So, breathe, let your shoulders drop. Feel your heart return home to itself. Every time you choose silence over reaction, peace over panic, self-focus over comparison, you ascend not outward, but inward, where true power lives. When you rest in this space of alignment, you realize you are never alone. The universe is your silent partner, your invisible choreographer, moving every piece into perfect position. You are being guided even when it feels still. You are being loved even when it feels quiet. Let's affirm it together now, with gentleness. My silence is my strength. I focus on myself and let life unfold with grace. The universe works for me because I am aligned with peace. Say it slowly, with reverence, as if you are speaking directly to the divine, because you are. Every word you think, every vibration you offer is a prayer, and your prayers are already being answered in ways you may not yet see, but will soon feel. So trust, beloved. Trust the stillness. Trust the process. Trust yourself. For the more you rest in peace, the more miracles quietly find their way to your door. And so it is.